Welcome to La Jefa Experience, the place where moms in any stage of motherhood come to get tools, tips, and support to thrive as the CEO of their life and family. What's up, Jefas all over the world? Welcome to La Jefa Experience. I am your host, ROCIO Cisco. Jefas. There is definitely some shifting going on in the universe, because personally I have been experiencing so many shifts, and definitely I'm looking forward to sharing those with you guys. One of them I am sharing today, yet I want you to know that if you are experiencing something similar to what I'm experiencing, where you're like, what the F is this? What's going on in the universe? Everything's okay. I want you to know that it is okay for you to feel that way, and you're not alone. And everything will be exactly what it needs to be. So, as you're listening to this show, I want to send you love and hugs, and let you know that you are not alone. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for following me along this journey, and yeah, coming here to get some knowledge, motivation, inspiration, and whatever this is providing you. Thank you for being here and choosing this to be the place that you get it. I am beyond grateful for you. So let me share with you what I came here to talk about today. And it has been at the core of all of my shifting really the last year and a half now, almost going on to 2 years. And that is acceptance, right? And what is at the core of our suffering? And at the core of all of our suffering is not accepting what is, not accepting what's happening, being in denial, being in an argument with it, not accepting it, and then going above and beyond, really forcing things to happen, or trying to force things to happen in a different way than what it is presenting itself right in the now. Okay. And what this looks like is like just ruminating and bullshit, complaining and wasting time and energy on complaining about the things that are going on in your life, and focusing, putting all of your focus in what is not in your control. Okay. And why do we do this? Why do we argue with reality? Why do we try to force things? Why do we complain about the current status of things? Because we're afraid. Because we don't feel safe when we are in lack of control. When we are not in control, we'd feel unsafe, right? And truth be told, we operate from scarcity. We don't do enough. There isn't enough. Uh, uh, all of it. You're just, there's never enough time. There's never enough resources. There's never enough. That's operating from scarcity. Okay. So why am I bringing this up? Well, because in all stages of motherhood, my sisters, we are going to go through this where something is happening in our life that we can accept, create solutions, and move forward, or we could get stuck in. And this is for you all that are feeling like you're currently stuck. Okay. Or you're spinning your wheels. I've said that a couple of times the last couple of weeks on these podcasts. Spinning your wheels like you're on the hamster wheel, right? I want to help you zero out, because this will happen. This will happen often in motherhood. Okay. Whether it's an early motherhood when you are not getting enough sleep, or the changes are happening so often that you just can't keep up. That's how I feel right now. My son goes from saying a new word to doing a new action to reacting a new way. And I'm just like, what is this? Where are we at? And I redirect myself, because instantly I'm like, why is this happening? What did I do? But yeah, and I do my best to redirect myself to get to okay, this is happening right now. Okay. And I'm going to go into how you can change your perspective and transform really like what you do when something's happening that you're just caught off guard and it's not the way that you would have wanted things to go, right? So whether you're in that early season of motherhood or mid-motherhood, when you realize, like, your kids get a little older and you start to realize, like, holy crap, this kid is not me. They are not just a mini me. They are their own person. They're doing things I would have never done. I don't know where they learned this from. Or they're acting in a way that you're like, who is this person, right? They're their own people. They're their own sovereign being. They are not you. Yet when we parent, we try to parent them like we want them to be us. And they're not, mamas. They're not. Or if you're in later motherhood, right? When they become teenagers and you can't understand why you're arguing all the time and how they can hate you so much after all you've done for them. And then there's the final one, the final stage when they become adults and you realize they no longer need you, but they want you to be in their life. They want you to be their friend because they do see all that you've done for them and you're the only person that they can count on. Okay? Or one of the only people that you can count on, that they can count on. It's in all of those seasons where things are going to just shift and you're going to be left like, what is this? You can either flow with it or you can suffer because you're in an argument that it's actually happening. Okay. So this is what I want to talk. This is why I'm talking about this today. Acceptance will get you through all of those times, mama. It will get you through all of those times. And let me just put a disclaimer out there. This does not mean that you're accepting something and settling for less. Okay. What this means is that you are seeing what's in front of you. You are accepting that it's happening, not wondering why, not asking yourself, how could this happen? And not getting stuck, right, in the act of it happening. You're accepting that it's happening. And I encourage you to connect back to you every single time something shifts that you feel unsafe in, or that you feel, that is at the core of what's really happening. We are in an argument with it because we feel unsafe. We feel unsafe because we're not in control. We don't know why this is happening. The things that we did leading up to that point wasn't the outcome that we were expecting. Okay. So what I encourage you to do is the following. I said connect back to you every time. And this is what I mean. When something is happening in front of you, step outside of yourself and ask yourself, what am I feeling? What is at the core of what I'm feeling? And it's usually one of these four things. You're feeling like you're not enough. You're feeling like you're not worthy. You're feeling like you're not safe, or you're feeling like you're not loved. Okay. It's so important to dial in and really check in with what you're feeling, to acknowledge the feeling, because it's okay to feel those things. Okay. Acknowledgement and taking extreme ownership. You know what? I'm feeling not unloved right now. I'm feeling like I'm not enough. Okay. The next question that I want you to ask yourself, okay, and again, journal on it, voice record, just Dial in with it. This is you checking back in with yourself. How can I take care of me in this reality, in what's happening now? Whether it's with your kids, whether it's with your spouse, whether it's at work, whether it's anywhere in your life, in any other relationships. How can I take care of me in this moment? Because that is really all you can control, my Jefa. That is all you can control. It's how you're taking care of you in that moment to create your own safety. Because you are an adult and there's people that depend on you. Our kids are codependent on us right now, right? They depend on you. So how can you create your safety? For them, you are the person that creates safety for them. That is our role as mamas. And it gets less and less as they get older, right? Yet that is our role. For you, nobody creates safety for you other than you. Okay? So check back in and see how you can create are you creating your own safety? Are you taking care of you? And then the final thing is asking yourself, do I trust in myself? Do I trust in myself that things will turn, that I will do what I need to do in order to be my best self and present myself as the best self in this situation? Do you trust yourself, mama? And do you trust in something outside of you? This is why people are have faith. That's what faith is. You're trusting in something outside of you, whether that be God, whether that be Buddha, whether that be the universe. You are trusting that you do not have to do this alone and you are not in this alone because something out there, someone out there has your back. Okay? Ask yourself that question. Do I trust in myself? The answer is yes. Great. Now, do I trust that when I do all that I need to do, whatever's presenting itself in front of me is my destiny, is my destiny, and giving into that and trusting and surrendering to it, right? For me, my outlook has changed completely when I started accepting that I am in an early stage of motherhood, that I am not going to be getting all the sleep that I used to get. And that may not happen for a while, or it may. I'm not going to focus on what hasn't happened. I'm focusing with what is now. My attitude is much better. I'm much happier, and I'm much more open to receiving the gratitude in my life versus focusing on what was not happening. And why is this happening? And I'm not enough, or I'm not doing enough to make it not happen, right? Or to change the situation. It's not in my control. It's not all in my control, right? I can do things like create a routine for my son and make sure that, but it's not always going to be in my control. I could do the best that I can. Have I done the best? Yes. I've created a routine. We take a bath at night. We wind down, and I try to, I leave him in there as 5-10 minutes. If he's crying, okay, well, if he's not giving up on crying, then I'm going to go in there and give him a bottle, right? So I'm doing the things that I believe fit me and my family to alleviate that. It's still not happening. Okay, great. This is what this is now. And that's it. That's it. I create my own safety. I take all the time that I need in order to recover if I'm tired or whatever the case may be because I didn't get sleep. And guess what? It's allowed me to actually see what is happening that I'm grateful for. My son goes down at 7:30. How many times have I had issues putting him down at 7:30 p.m. on a good handful? I can't even tell you because it doesn't happen often. He goes down at 7:30. And if he can go down at 7:30, so easy. He walks himself into his room, he gets into bed, he says goodnight to his papa, he says goodnight to his mama, and he goes down easily. And if that means that him going down to sleep that early, I get up one time a night at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning after he's fallen asleep at 7:30, I'm okay with that right now. I'm okay with that right now. Okay. Because I'm grateful that he's actually going to sleep early. You see what I'm saying? Where before, when I was just stuck and ruminating and, oh, I'm not getting any sleep, I couldn't see the beauty in that. I couldn't really be grateful for the fact that he wasn't keeping me up till 10. And I'm not saying, mamas, by any means to compare your kids' sleeping schedules to me. That is not what I'm saying here. I'm not saying mine is better than your, none of that stuff. Okay. What I'm saying is open yourself up to seeing the gratitude and to seeing where the beauty does lay in what is happening in the now versus wanting it to be different, beating yourself up because this is happening. Okay. Another thing that's been happening lately that I've been like, oh, okay, this is where we're at right now. I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm going to go above and beyond and see how else, and look things up, whatever the case may be. But putting him in his car seat, he is a rambunctious boy and wants to just get into the car and jump around. And we've got places to go sometimes, For the most part, what I've been doing is I've been putting on a timer and saying, okay, I'll let you get it out of your system. And I talk to my son like this, like the way I'm talking, I talk to him, obviously no curse words or anything like that. But I'm like, hey, listen, I understand. And I see you want to play around in the car. Okay. I'm going to put on a timer for 2 minutes. You go ahead and you play around in the car. When this timer goes off, we're getting in your car seat. And then I have snacks. I try to distract him and all that stuff. And just understanding he's a boy, he's a baby. He's just curious and he wants to have fun and do all the things. That is okay. Now you best believe I'm going to be prepared with all these snacks. Now I understand why mamas will carry all these snacks as a little distraction, as a way of calming them down. So that's what I've been doing. Okay. And when you do those things, mamas, when you do those things and you accept what is happening, you'll be much happier for it. That is the real secret of happiness in the stages of motherhood is accepting the shifts as they're coming, trusting yourself that you're going to create a solution and do your absolute best, and then trusting that once you've done and exhausted all possibilities to do your absolute best, you're going to surrender to whatever is presenting itself to you because something outside of you has your back and sees the greatness in you better and more than you see it in yourself. It's working for you, not against you. Things come in your life to teach you lessons, to create standards so that you can rise to them because you are great and you are worthy. And you can create your safety, your own safety, and you are loved because you're already enough, mamas. Okay? Try that out. Always connect back to you, go back to you and connect to you and what you're feeling. Acknowledge it, accept it, and trust. Surrender and trust to the unfolding. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, follow, and share the episode with a fellow mama that could benefit from the message. I'd also love for you to leave a 5-star review and let me know if there's anything that you'd love to hear in particular on La Jefa experience. My Jefa, you are worthy. You are enough. You create your own safety and you are very, very loved. You have the power to stress less, love more, and be unstoppable. Go show your family and the world how it is done so that they know that it's possible for them to do it too. Have a nice week.